Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Perhaps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are aiming to bring you the call between the Yomiuri Giants and the Yokohama DeNa BayStars. It will be Trevor Bauer's second start of the NPB season. And as long as we can get our feeds ready to go, then we will be bringing this all to you here in just a couple moments. First of all, we want to give you the starting lineups, first of all, from the visitors for the Yomiuri Giants. Leading off and playing second base is number 2, Naoki Yashikawa. Batting second and in right field is number 8, Yoshihiro Maru. Batting third and playing shortstop is number 6, Hayato Sakamoto. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Kazuma Okamoto. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 24, Takumi Oshiro. Batting in the sixth spot and playing in center field is number 42, Lewis Brinson. Batting seventh in left field is number 13, Takayuki Kajitani. Batting in the eighth spot and playing third base is Makoto Katawaki. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 20, Soshi Togo. And we'll get you the BayStars lineup in just a couple moments, but it is Trevor Bauer who is on the mound here for the BayStars, as we are about ready to get this one underway. It is a neutral site game, as it is in Niigata, and it is going to be the game here between the BayStars and the Giants. It holds about 30,000 seats, does this stadium, so it'll be interesting to see how the turnout is and what it's going to be like for these two ball clubs tonight. Well, Power is ready to get going, and the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Yashikawa. Yashikawa batting 182 on the season. He has a homer and 4 RBIs as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yashikawa. Bauer getting the sign from his catcher, Ito, and he's ready to go back to work. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded softly foul down the third baseline. It's fielded by Miyazaki. That's going to run the count to 1-2. We'll have to see here. It might have looked like it broke the bat of the hitter, but not 100% sure there. No, it looks like he's still going to have the same piece of lumber. Oh, no, actually it did break the bat, and I thought I saw a piece go on the live. The replay, it didn't look that way. So that's going to run the ball to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yashikawa. Bauer had an impressive start in his debut. Some people said he was dominating. I'm not so sure about that one. We saw the entire game, and we said he was solid, but he was still a little bit missing some of his command. And if that is a warning signal to the NPB teams, and the best is yet to come. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-2 to Yashikawa. Bauer working from the windup, gets the sign from Ito, and he rocks into the delivery. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped over to the first baseman, Soto, and he's going to take it himself and step on the bag. That's going to be the first out of the inning. It's going to be a ground out to 3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Yoshihiro Maru. Our friend Alexander Leggett in the house tonight. He says an exciting matchup tonight as Togo's a more informed pitcher despite the Giants' poor performance. I agree with you. He's 3-1 to start the season, and he has pitched very well. He pitched in the World Baseball Classic as well. He is what I would say now is looming into the ace of the Giants the rotation. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered here to Maru, who swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Alan Wynn in the house tonight says, thanks for doing this, and we thank you for tuning in with us, Alan. Mauro batting 185 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 5 runs batted in, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Maru. We got a chance to see the Giants a couple of times in the ball game against the Dragons. As Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. And the word I would use about the Giants in that series against the Dragons would be underwhelming, or to the point of disappointing. Not the Yomiuri Giants that our parents remember. As here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes 2-2 on Maru. So Bauer looking here a little bit better. There's Rafael or Elena, if I've said that correctly, in the house here tonight. We welcome you as well. As Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the shortstop, Kyoto, and that's going to get into left field for a base hit. Our friend Ruben Hogan late night as well up in the house. We welcome you to the stream as well. So we appreciate you guys for listening in here tonight. So Maru aboard with a 1-out base hit. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Hayato Sakamoto. Well, Sakamoto is a star that is still shining bright, but the shine is not as bright as it used to be, as he is now in the downside of his career on the wrong side of 30. Sakamoto batting .250 on the early going this year with 4 homers and 12 RBIs. And our friend Alan Wynn says that breaks up the no-hitter. Absolutely. And here comes the first offering to Sakamoto. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The only thing we need is Bauer's comments between pitches or what he's thinking, as he does in some of the other stuff. We've got Mick 3Y official in the house tonight as well. We thank Mick for being in here. So here comes the 1-0 offering as Bauer kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line. It's drifting towards the seats, and that's where it's going to land. And the count goes even to 1-1 on Sakamoto. They're making Bauer work here in the early going. 12 pitches already for the American right-hander. 1 gone and the runner Maru at first. It's a 1-ball-and-1-strike count to Sakamoto. And Bauer kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is now 2-1. I don't know what to believe on that. I don't know if the radar is correct or not. They're showing 133 kilometers. If that's the case, that is in the low 80s. But I don't see that as the case here with Bauer, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I have a feeling tonight this is going to be one of those ones where we're going to have the different type of issues here, as there's a pitch that's taken for a ball, and the count is now 3-1. I hope we don't get the chronic issues that we've had in doing some of the Central League games. Our good friend John Doherty had made a couple of suggestions, and we're investigating a couple of those as well, as there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count now is 3-2 to Sakamoto. As I say that, because we have sometimes got a little bit of the issue with some of our streaming capacity there, is 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here to Sakamoto. But we'll try to keep you all updated as we go, as Bauer is got the ball ready to go again. And sometimes I have to leave our A feed to get to our B feed, and that means I also can't comment and see what you guys are commenting on in your feeds, or in the feed here. And as I said before, we've stalled a little bit here with the 3-2 count to Sakamoto, with Maru the runner at first, as it is going to be one of those nights, it looks like, right off the bat. So keep yourself handy, as we are battling a little bit of technical stuff here, everybody, and I apologize for everybody in advance for this. So here comes the offering now to Sakamoto, as Bauer goes into the motion and delivers. And still we're on our B feed, and it's just, everything is just in frozen form right now, is the best way I can put it to everybody here. So we still got a full count here to Sakamoto, as we are probably falling behind on this here. It's 17 pitches, as he's fouled a couple off now. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line. And the count still remains at 3-2 to Sakamoto. Sakamoto will be followed by Okamoto here in the first inning, and that would probably be the best thing that could happen, is if they could really ratchet up the pitch count here on Bauer. And the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Sakamoto goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And check, that's the third out of the inning, because they caught Maru stealing. So apologize to everybody for that one. Caught stealing on Maru. Sakamoto down on strikes. And that is going to do it here in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left aboard. And we are now moving to the bottom of the first inning. I'm going to take 30 seconds here and try to catch everything back up. Apologies for anything here. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. Thanks for everybody for being here. We got Trevor, we got our friend Mick, we got everybody in the house. Hang tight, will be back in 30 with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you guys the lineups for the BayStars at the moment. And as I said, we're trying to sort out our technical difficulties as we can move here through this ball game. Leading off in left field is number 7, Kaida Sano. Hitting second is the shortstop, number 98, Yuta Kyoda. Hitting third and playing third base is number 51, and that's Toshihiro Miyazaki. And the cleanup spot is number 2, Shugo Maki. Batting fifth in center field is number 1, Masashi Kuwahara. Hitting sixth in right field is number 63, Taiki Sekene. Batting seventh at first base is number 99, Neftali Soto. Hitting eighth is the catcher, number 29, Hikaru Ito. And batting ninth, of course, is number 96, and that is Trevor Bauer. And that is your lineup for this one. So it looks like we got ourselves locked in, and hopefully we'll be ready to go here for our next round of stuff here with you guys. So bottom of the first inning coming up, as we have given you guys the lineup, and we'll see how this is going to play out for us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that our feeds are going to be working fine for the rest of the evening, and we can keep doing this here with you without anything freezing up. And the first pitch is delivered from Soshi Togo, and it is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Togo was a member of the Japanese team in the World Baseball Classic, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike it is to the batter Sano, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. Moving back on it is Brinson looking up, and this one is gone, a home run, and that is going to open the scoring here for the BayStars. A solo shot for Sano to lead off the ball game, and a 1-0 lead here for Trevor Bauer, as he was able to retire the side unconventionally in the first inning. So a 1-0 lead on a home run by Sano, and we are really rocking and rolling now in Nagita. Our friend Trevor Parker says that Bauer is the pitcher. Yes, he is. Billy Bob says, didn't get a notice from the BayStars YouTube page. And our friend Troll Zaddy says he needs the BayStars big time. And the first pitch is delivered to Kyoto. It's a fastball that misses up and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Joey says he found the stream. Great, Joey. Congratulations. That's awesome. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted in deep right field. And if this ball stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is just going to hook foul, and the count is going to be 1-1 here to Kyoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As there's a fastball delivered, and it's swung on, and it's popped foul over on the third base side. Moving over underneath it is the third baseman, Katawaki, and that is going to retire Kyoto for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Toshiro Miyazaki. Our friend Alexander Leggett says, I guess Togo was due to suck. Well, maybe he'll settle down after that. Togo has been in very good form this year, obviously with a 3-1 record. He's got an ERA of 2.78 as he's worked just over 32 innings of work. Here's the offering here now to Miyazaki. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Miyazaki off to an incredible start, batting .429 with 7 homers and 17 RBIs. as that fastball misses down, and the count is now 1-1. Troll Zaddy says, "Are you telling me Bauer hit a homer?" No, Bauer didn't hit the homer. It was Sano, the leadoff hitter for the BayStars. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is smashed. One hop, and it scoots by the third baseman, and it gets down the left field line. Miyazaki is going to hold it first with a single. That ball just ate up the third baseman, but probably going to be ruled a base hit here because that ball was absolutely scorched. The third baseman, Katawaki, dropped to a knee, tried to go to the backhand, couldn't stop it. It ended up getting through him. But that would more than likely be ruled a base hit. And so Miyazaki aboard with a one-out single. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Shugo Maki. Well, for Maki on the season, he's hitting .262 with 5 homers and 18 RBIs, and Togo kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and the count now is quickly 0-1 to Maki. One thing that the Japanese really do produce is pretty good second basemen. When you go around the NPB and you think of Shugo Maki, Tetsuda Yamada, Hideto Asamura of the Eagles, Shuta Tonosaki, they're really solid at producing the two baggers. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Maki. So no balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander Togo working from the set position with the runner Miyazaki at first, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, as a reminder, we'll be on again later this evening, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, as we will bring you the Buffaloes and the Golden Eagles, as it is a couple of more midweek action games from the NPB. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. This game here is the first in the series between these two clubs, but then they get tomorrow night off. It's a bit of a weird scheduling. They had Monday off, they play today, they get Tuesday off, or technically Wednesday off, Japan time. They'll come back and play again on the Thursday. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up in the infield. It's over on the left side. Moving in on it is the third baseman, and he's got to come across the mound, and he makes the catch. Tough play there by Katawaki. And he is going to put that one away for out number 2 as Maki is retired here. So 2 down, and that is going to leave it up to the center fielder, Masashi Kuwahara. There are some pretty impressive batting averages in this BayStars lineup, and this is another one here by Kuwahara. He's hitting .347 with a couple of homers and 8 RBIs to begin the year. The BayStars are really swinging it, especially as they had that breakout game the other night where they pounded out 17 runs against the Swallows. That'll fluff up your batting averages big time. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. Kuwahara batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Togo, who holds and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, it's taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. Oh boy, it's going to be a late night here for us. We're going to have to make sure we got the coffee going and the tea and everything else that's going to keep us awake tonight. Our friend Alexander Leggett says, I have a feeling it will come back down to earth being BayStars offense. I have to agree with you on that one. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2 to Kuwahara. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And just like his counterpart, the pitch count here in the early going is ratcheting up a bit. Here comes pitch number 18 from Togo. There's a breaking ball that drops in. And we're now at 2-2 here to Kuwahara. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Togo gets his sign from his catcher Oshiro, and he works to the set position. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, but that's going to drift into the seats, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Troll Zaddy says, I can't even find a stream to pay for. Yeah, it's a little difficult. We had some folks give us some hints and some stuff. And unfortunately, one of the ones is, depending upon the country you're in, we couldn't download the app. It was a Taiwanese app. But we're hunting for some other ones. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Drifting over onto the edge of the warning track is Lewis Brinson, and he's going to haul that one in. And that is going to do it here in the first inning. But damage has been done. The BayStars get a run in the inning on a leadoff home run by Kaita Sano. There were 2 hits in the inning. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. It is the BayStars 1 and the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a 1-0 lead here for the BayStars over the Giants. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 with the call after this. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Welcome back, everybody. Trevor Bauer ready to go back to work, and the fastball is taken for a called strike by Okamoto, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bauer threw 19 pitches in the first inning as he works quickly here and delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Okamoto hitting .308 on the season with 4 homers and 11 RBIs as he kicks and delivers. And there is a fastball that just misses, and the count is now 1-2. Friend Joey says, did you see the web address you put in the chat? Well, probably not, because unless you're a mod, you're not going to be able to put the links in. And the other thing is that would more than likely get us into some hot water with YouTube. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just giving a heads up on that there. And also, we want to continue to do our stream. So there's a fastball that's lifted into deep left center field, racing back and scaling the wall. And this one is going to be gone. A home run for Okamoto. And that is going to even the score at 1 apiece, as Trevor Bauer has surrendered his second run of the NPB season, and both have come via the long ball. First Matt Davison and now Okamoto. And that is the second home run allowed of the season by Bauer, a solo shot to lead off the second inning. Our friend Andy says, you're going to broadcast every Bauer game. Get over it. The guy doesn't deserve it. Well, there's a lot of people and enough people that are interested in obviously listening, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the way it goes. And it is also of interest for us to see how he does here, especially in the early going. And there's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike. And on is 0-1. Takumi Oshiro here hitting. He's batting .295 with 4 homers and 10 RBIs as he rocks into the motion. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's golfed into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So back-to-back hits here by the Giants. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. So Brinson batting .256. He's got 4 homers and 16 RBIs as he strides to the plate here. Our friend Allen says, didn't he give up a home run in the second inning? I think last game it was in his first game too. I have to go back and look at my stat sheets. As Davison had taken him yard, here comes the first offering to Brinson. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Brinson batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Bauer. He's waiting on the offering, and there's a breaking ball that's waved on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. That's was a bit of Brinson's issues in Major League Baseball, or an organized ball in North America, is hitting the breaking ball. And that looked like an ugly swing right there by the American center fielder for the Giants. Here comes the 1-1. As Bauer holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Mackey goes over to the shortstop for one, back to first. And it's a double play. They're going to be able to get a 4-6-3 double play. That's tough because Brinson runs well. And he is going to be gone here for the second out of the inning. Oshira erased at second. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Takayuki Kajitani. Our friend Alan says either way hopes it's a blip, and he comes roaring back. Well, we'll see what happens here tonight. That's for sure. So Kajitani stepping to the plate as he's hitting 227. And the first pitch is delivered to him, and it's lined into left field for a base hit. So they're on to something here with Bauer. Maybe he's tipping something off to the opponents. But that's the fourth hit of the ball game that he's allowed so far to the Giants. But they've only got one run to show for it. So Kajitani aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Makoto Katawaki. Well, Katawaki stepping to the plate. He's batting .095 on the early going. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He was busy at third base in the first inning as he was involved in 2 of the 3 putouts. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Got Billy Bob in the house tonight, and Yang Cheng Jun in the house. I hope I said that right. We welcome you. As Bauer holds a set. And now he kicks and delivers. And as that pitch happens to be kicked and delivered, it is swung on and missed. And that is going to run the count now to 0-2. Our friend Alexander Leggett said, didn't quite expect him to do so badly so early myself. Yeah, well, Bauer has had his issues in terms of the command here. So I have to jump away from what I would call our A feed and get you on the B feed, as it is now a ball and a strike here to Katawaki. As that last pitch missed down and inside. Here's the 1-2 now as Bauer holds set. Instead, he throws over to first base, and getting back in time as the base runner. Try to engage as much as I can with the chat, but we have our 2 feeds going on, and one is working and one is freezing. So I have to look at the B feed for us here. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses way upstairs. And the count is now 2-2 to Katawaki. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bauer adjusts the cap and ready to go back to work again. He gets the signal from his catcher, Ito. He doesn't like the one he wants. He shakes him a couple of times, and now he works to the set position. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball up, and down goes the runner. And sliding into second base with a stolen base is going to be Kajitani. That last pitch was up in the zone, but he's going to take second base. That's going to run the count full to Katawaki. And that is where we're at here. The throw was not in time. The runner was probably safe by about a half a step. Nice job there. He got a good jump to the base runner. So he establishes his lead at second base, and here comes the pitch from Bauer. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the first baseman, Soto. He backhands it. He flips it over to first. Bauer makes the catch, and he tumbles over the bag. I wonder if they're going to go and review this, and right out of the dugout comes Hara. As they say, yes, they do. They want to go to the VAR. We're going to get a look at that as well. It was a nice play by Soto as he went over to the deep to his glove side, right on the foul line. Bauer's walking off the field. The trainers are coming over to see him. I wonder if he got spiked. The umpires are going to go under the hood and go have a look here. We're going to find out ourselves what the situation here is in this one. But they're going to go and have a look at the review on this to see if Katawaki was able to beat it out. It wasn't the best flip by Soto. I call that a suicide ball, as it was flipped up in the air, had quite the hump in it. And Bauer was trying to retrieve it. But that is where we're at. So now we've got a pause in the action as they're going to go and review this one. As we said before, we're going to have to do our part here to bounce in back and forth between the feeds, because we are not getting our A feed to cooperate with us. We're having to use our backup one. But as we get a look at it, that's going to be an easy overturn. That's going to be an infield hit, because the sliding base runner of Katawaki, in my opinion, got there well before Bauer did. In fact, Bauer got to the ball, but he didn't get to the base in time. I don't know what's taking the umpires so long, but this one here is going to be more than likely overturned, as Bauer did not get to the base in time. Sliding in safely and over the bag was the base runner. Well, we'll have to get a look-see here. Here come the umpires. Are they coming yet? No, we're still getting the replay. Again, although they are playing at the neutral site here, it makes me wonder if, because they're playing at this neutral site, how would I put it? The angles of the camera would be a little bit different. So I'm not sure what they're getting different than what we would be. As we take a look again on the replay, and it's clear to see that the sliding base runner, he went feet first, and Bauer went right over top of the sliding base runner. And I think the runner is held up at third base. Although I have to say, I think if I was the Giants, I'd be trying to wheel that guy, or would have tried to wheel the guy right around from second. And that would have been an interesting situation, because if the runner would have been wheeled around all the way from second base to score, how would they have applied it in that situation? They did call him out for the third out. But if I was the Giants, I'd be pretty ticked off, because that might have taken a run off the board. And again, we continue to watch the replay, and again, we're waiting for the umpires to return, but this has got to be one of the easier calls. Here come the umpires now, as they're slowly coming out of the underneath on the field of play, and they are going to the microphone so they can explain the call, of which, of course, we don't know. We just need the signal. And we're still not getting the signal, but it looks like they have overturned the out call by the round of applause manager Hara is applauding to. So that's going to be a single for Katawaki. It's going to advance Kajitani over to third, and that is going to bring up the pitcher, Togo. But that's the other question. So it looks like they're going to get a run on the board here. So they have ruled it that Kajitani is going to be awarded the plate. So he must have come around all the way on that play. They must have determined that would have been a scoring situation anyway. So they've got another run on the board. It's going to be an RBI here for Katawaki, one would have to think. And that's going to bring Soshi Togo to the plate. So 2-1 here for the Giants in the second inning. Very curious play. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Soshi Togo. That was one of the harder pitches of the night, thrown by Bauer at 149 kilometers per hour. So here comes the offering as the righty delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is hit into left field for a base hit. And they are knocking Bauer around like he's a piñata. That's yet another hit here in the inning. That's 5 hits in the inning, 6 in the ball game so far. We're only here in the second inning. That puts runners at first and second, so the pitcher Togo gets into the act. And that's going to bring up the top of the order in Naoki Yashikawa. It's also going to bring a conference out to the mound, as that is going to bring everybody out here from the BayStars, including the interpreter and everything else, to have a word with the right-hander Bauer. And as that's going on, we jump back into our stream here to be able to see what you guys are chatting about. And I apologize for all that stuff, because there's quite a bit of stuff going on in our chat. And unfortunately, guys, I can't keep up with you because I have to bounce back and forth over here to our other stream, our B stream for this one here. So apologies to you guys here for having to do that, but that's what I'm going to have to be doing tonight, as our A stream is not giving us the cooperation that we were hoping for. And of course, neither is our B stream, it seems like. So the conference on the mound is over. And we're ready to get back to the action as Bauer reaches for the rosin bag, takes a stroll behind the mound and a deep breath. He adjusts the cap and he's ready to get back to work. So the top of the order in Naoki Yoshikawa is coming to bat here, as Yoshikawa is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Bauer. As Bauer kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we get a view of the stadium, it's an interesting piece. There is an upper deck that goes from the left field line all the way over to the right field line, but the outfield in the bleachers is not. There's a ball that swung on it, is lifted down the line in left field. Sano is giving chase. He's going to make the catch in foul territory, and that is going to do it as Yoshikawa is out for out number 3, and that will do it here for the Giants in their half of the inning. But the Giants got 2 runs in the inning on 5 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it is the Giants 2, the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you for hanging in here with us. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight, everybody.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the second inning here. And as we said before, we have been struggling a little bit here with our stuff tonight. And so hopefully you guys can hang in here with us. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. It is definitely not one of the ones that we're hoping for tonight, as we do have Trevor Bauer on the mound tonight. And he is going head-to-head against Soshi Togo of the Yomiuri Giants. The lights are taking effect here, as this is a neutral site affair. And the first 2 pitches that were delivered here to the left-handed hitting Sano were strikes, and it's 0-2 to him, Sekene. So Taiki Sekene facing Togo, and the pitch is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. 21 pitches in the first inning for Togo, so he got his pitch count ratcheted up as well. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Sekene. And Togo working very quickly, delivers again. There's a fastball swung on. This is line foul down the right field line. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, we've got, as our friend in the stream, as we said, we've got a couple of streams going, because if one goes down, we have to have the other ready to go. And there's a fastball that misses outside. The appeal down to the third base umpire, but they said that Sekene did not go. That's going to be a leadoff walk here in the second inning, and that will bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. Problem is one of the streams that we have is a good solid 3 pitches behind the other. It's a reliable feed. The feed that we want is, of course, The one that is unreliable, and that's the one that keeps going down, but it is on live time. So if you're okay with being 3 pitches behind, we could probably do that here for you. So here comes Soto to the plate. He is batting 196. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs on the season. As Togo works from the set position and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Soto has carved out a nice career with the BayStars. This is his 6th season. He had spent time in Major League Baseball with the Cincinnati Reds. Interesting that players can come over and then stick around for a good long time, and Soto has done that. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Soto will be followed by Hikaru Ito and then the pitcher Trevor Bauer. So no balls and 2 strikes to Soto. As the right-hander Togo holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. A great diving play by the second baseman. Over to Sakamoto for 1. Back to first for a double play. What a fantastic play by Yoshikawa. He dove to the right side as that ball looked like it was destined for center field. He made an unbelievable flip from his knees over to Sakamoto, who fired it back to first to retire Soto on the double play. But what range flashed there by the second baseman. Fantastic job. He was able to shovel it right to Sakamoto, who kind of half flipped it to first. What a double play that was. That's going to be a 4-6-3 variety. And that is going to bring up the catcher Hikaru Ito. Watch it on live time, watch it on replay. That was equally as good every single time. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ito. Ito on the season, batting .212 with no homers and 2 RBIs, as there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Togo rocking into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats right behind home plate. And the count is 1-2. Our friend Alexander Leggett, if he's in the chat, you're going to have to do the entertaining for us tonight, Alex, because I'm not watching the feed at all until I get in between the innings. So hopefully that can hold us up. Here's the offering. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. Ito stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for Yokohama in their half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 2 complete in Nagita. Your score is the Giants 2, the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We appreciate you guys for listening in here tonight.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
He was gunned down trying to steal second was Maru. So he is batting here, and the pitch is on the way. It's fouled away, and the count now is 0-2 to Maru. As we were saying before, we may have to just at the end of this half inning might work a couple of pitches behind. So if you're synced up to us, then we may be going to our B feed, which is a couple of pitches off the other one, so we can stay with you. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Maru, and the count is 1-2. Maru singled his first time up, erased, caught stealing. So 1-2 strikes it is here as Bauer gets his sign from his catcher Ito, and he rocks into the windup, and he pitches and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Right-hander Bauer ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is golfed into straightaway center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, and he's going to make the grab. And that is Kuwahara, who hauls that one in for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Hayao Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He had a marathon at bat in that first inning against Bauer. He ended up striking out, so 0 for 1 for the veteran shortstop of the Yomiuri Giants. As Bauer rocks into the motion and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1-0 strikes. Bauer goes back to work. He delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now is 1-1. Not sure what the temperature is in Nagita, as it is both of these teams, the players are not wearing sleeves underneath. As there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. If I had to say the criticism early on here of Bauer, or at least in my opinion in this one, is he is shying away from his fastball. If that's his bread and butter pitch, I think he needs to attack the hitters more with his heat and then start establishing that zone early and then going to his off-speed pitches. So here's the 2-1. And there's a fastball that swung through and missed, and the count is now 2-2. That last pitch came in at 90 miles an hour, and we really haven't seen a ton of pitches that have been more than 90. That pitch there, we've been seeing in that area. There's another fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now runs full to Sakamoto. 50 pitches already here for the American right-hander. Curious to know what his pitch count would be and how far the leash is that they are willing to take him here tonight. Here's the 3-2 as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's right off the catcher, Ito. It's going to keep the count at 3-2, and here we go again with another Bauer-Sakamoto battle. So 3-2 strikes. So here we are back to work again. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. And that one there, 92 miles an hour on the gun. Certainly off the 96 of the average fastball that he wants to throw this year in the NPB. He has gunned down Sakamoto for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. Well, for Okamoto tonight, he opened the scoring with a solo shot to begin the second inning. And that was his 5th bomb of the year. He's got 12 runs batted in. He bats here from the right side against the right-hander Bauer, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is quickly 1-0. So 1-0 strikes. Bauer ready to go again as he gets his sign from the catcher Ito. He rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. As I say, what I'd like to see with Bauer would be a little bit better command or establishing better command of his fastball early and getting command of both sides of the plate. There's a breaking ball that drops in, and the count is now 1-2. But it seemed like he was relying on his off-speed stuff here early. I wonder what that would be if we had an opportunity to stick the microphone in front of him, what his response would be to that. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Okamoto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. When the sun goes down, it goes down fairly quickly. Just a couple innings or 1 inning ago to where we're at now, it is sundown in Japan. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Okamoto is down on strikes for out number 3, and that is going to do it. That's going to be the 3rd strikeout of the ball game here for Bauer. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Yomiuri Giants 2, the Yokohama DeNa BayStars 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments, and we're going to permanently flip to our B feed so we can stay with you guys here in the chat. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. Hang tight.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. And we thank everybody for bouncing in here with us tonight, as we are going to be giving you here the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Bauer, Sano, and Kyoto to come to bat. We have been battling with our feeds tonight, that is for sure, as we have been bouncing back and forth between our A feed and our B feed. And so far, it has been a struggle. So Bauer batting here as he faces Soshi Togo for the first time. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bauer hitless in his 2 plate appearances. He did have a sacrifice bunt, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Well, maybe when Bauer bats, if he just puts the bat on the shoulder for 3 pitches, he'll be in good shape. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. Anything he can to take bullets out of the opposing pitcher. He's definitely not known for his bat. As the 1-2 is on the way, there's a breaking ball taken for a called 3rd strike, and Bauer is down on strikes for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Togo, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kaida Sano. Well, Sano led off the ball game for the BayStars with a solo shot back in the 1st inning, his 6th of the year. He has got 6 homers and 15 runs batted in. BayStars left fielder has raised his average to 276 on the campaign, and the first pitch is on its way. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sano. Togo wastes very little time. Excited to watch Togo pitch. Both he and Bauer are full speed ahead as he delivers a fastball that misses inside. It backs Sano off the plate, and the count now is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned before, and we'll be back on later today, as it'll be the Eagles and the Buffaloes, as there's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. Excited to bring that one. We've got 10 p.m. Pacific time or 1 a.m. Eastern if you're staying up late, as you may wish to join us for all the action. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball that just misses down. The count goes to 3-1 on Sano. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. As Togo ready to go again, and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and now the count goes to 3-2. Yuta Kyoto will wait his turn on deck should Sano be able to reach here. Here comes the offering now from the right-hander Togo, as he rocks into the motion, And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is grounded softly over to the right side, fielded by the second baseman, Yoshikawa, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Sano on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Yuta Kyoda. Well, for Kyoda, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to third his first time up. On the season, his average has dropped to 231. He does have a homer and 3 RBIs. Here's the first pitch from Togo. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. The former Chinichi Dragon batting here in the 2-hole tonight for the BayStars as he takes a fastball outside for a ball, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Togo delivers again. There's a fastball swung on. This was belted foul down the right field line. It's going to hook into the seats in the foul territory there, and that's going to run the count to 1-2 on Kyoto. 48 pitches now for the Giants right-hander as he steps off the back of the rubber and he goes to the rosin bag. And the 1-2 pitch is now going to be on its way as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is knifed foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kyoto. Togo rocking into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped softly over to second. Fielded another play fielded nicely by Yoshikawa, who throws to first. And that is going to do it on a ground out 4-3. Well, that is going to do it here in the third inning for Yokohama. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 3 complete. Your score is the Giants 2, the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us. And as we said, a little slow in getting to the chat because we've had to be using our B feed here tonight. We thank you guys for listening. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Well, we've got a different kind of event that goes on. We were watching the Chibolote Marines earlier this year. They would have their version of the freeze. The Atlanta Braves have a sprinter that races a fan and goes from the left field line, pretty much 3/4 pole, to the right center field. Well, the way that the BayStars do it is they have their cheerleaders. They've got 3 cheerleaders that are racing the fans, and it's a relay event. And the cheerleaders for the BayStars were able to outrun the fans as they ran to a victory there. So that was kind of neat to see. Well, we're going to try to stay with the feed a little bit here, but we may be a couple of pitches behind as Bauer has completed his warm-up tosses as we're ready to resume the action here in this one. We appreciate everybody, as we said, who has popped in here this evening. So Bauer ready to go back to work. It was the second inning that was a problem for him as he got roughed up, as he gave up a home run and 5 hits in the inning. So we're ready to resume the action here. Some fine-tune adjustments with our setup, as it looks like we are ready to go for the rest of the evening. So Bauer rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a pitch, breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 here to Oshiro. Oshiro, Brinson, and Kajitani to face the right-hander in the 4th inning. Bauer Rocking into the windup, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So the right-hander again, Bauer, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Giving chase is Brinson and the left fielder, but it is over the head of the left fielder. And that is Sano, who watched as that skip up against the wall, and in with a leadoff double here to start the 4th inning is Oshiro. So the hit parade against Bauer is continuing, as that is a leadoff double here for Oshiro, and that's going to bring Brinson to the plate. Center fielder was Kurihara, who was also giving chase on that one. Was over the head of the left fielder. He just couldn't quite catch up to it. So not quite the start that Bauer had expected here in Game 2. 60 pitches now here for the American right-hander, as Brinson steps to the plate. Brinson, his first time up, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. A fantastic play by the second baseman, as there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Brinson, average coming into tonight's game was at 256. He does have 4 homers and 16 runs batted in. He was criticized early in the season. He had a couple of base running gaffes that made headlines not just in Japan but over in North America, as he squares the bunt and he goes through it. And that's going to run the count to 0-2. He tried to push it down the first base line. Well, the gaffe is that he had slid into third base early in the season, and then I forget what had actually happened, and there was a play somewhere else, and he walked off the base assuming it was the 3rd out of the inning, and he ended up getting tagged out. So he took a lot of heat from the Japanese media, as well as also got some pretty black eyes from the North American media that would actually cover the Japanese league a little bit. As the pitch from Bauer is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Brinson is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Takayuki Kajitani. Well, for Kajitani, his first time up, he singled. He stole a base, and he came around to score the Giants' second run. So he bats here with 1 gone and the runner Oshiro at second base. Darkness has set in and the lights are in full effect. This is an outdoor stadium in Niigata, and there's a first pitch that is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here to Kajitani. On deck is the third baseman, Makoto Katawaki. The right-hander Bauer gets his sign. Really open stance here by Kajitani, and he dives into the pitch, and there's a breaking ball that misses inside. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. That runs the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. The crowd is, in some ways, a very pro-Yomiuri crowd. The crowd is cheering here, and lots of orange in the stands. As we said, it's a neutral site game, but it may not necessarily be neutral. There's a breaking ball swung and fouled away. And the count is now 1-2 to Kajitani. As we mentioned before, we will be back on the airwaves again later tonight, as it will be the it will be the Eagles and the Buffaloes. So hopefully you can join us for that as well. So Bauer ready to go back to work. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to first. It is fielded by Soto. He puts up the stop sign as he's going to take it himself. That's going to go as a ground out to 3. The last time he made the flip, it almost got Bauer killed, as it was a suicide ball. And that is going to advance Oshiro over to third with 2 gone. That'll bring up the third baseman, Makoto Katawaki. 67 pitches now for the right-hander. Wonder what his leash will be tonight. I think if I remember correctly, he was about 80 some odd pitches, or around 90 pitches his last time. Knowing Bauer, he likes to pitch. So The Japanese style of pitching where they're throwing over 100 pitches in a ball game might be right up his alley. As here comes the first offering to Kanawaki, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike on the inside corner. I'm not sure that I'm on song with the home plate umpire in this one yet. There's some pitches that he has called up in the zone for strikes, and he's also had a bit of a wide zone tonight for both teams. As long as it's consistent, that's all I think we really care about. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is smoked through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to bring home the third run of the ball game as Oshiro is going to cross the plate. And that is going to be a single and an RBI for Katawaki, his second hit and second RBI of the ball game. And that's going to bring up the pitcher Shoshi Togo. So 3-1 now. The Giants are in the lead. So good piece of hitting, and the damage has been coming from the bottom part of the order. So the bottom third of the order is now 4 for 5 against Bauer, and that always kind of hurts when they're setting the table for the top part of the order, but the top of the order has not been necessarily as busy. So here comes the first offering to Togo, and off goes the runner down to second, and it's going to be a stolen base here by Katawaki. That's the second stolen base of the ball game. They've had one runner thrown out. So he has stolen the base. That first pitch was a ball upstairs to Togo. So 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, check that. Even though the pitch was up, he did swing through it. So no balls and 1 strike to Togo. So here comes Bauer back to work. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball. It's swung on and missed. That ball gets away from the catcher. It gets all the way to the backstop. Ito's going to have to retrieve that one. We're going to have to see if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball. We have to, I don't know if it got off the glove of the catcher or not. If it did, that is going to advance the runner regardless over to third. So they've got the runner in scoring position at third base now, 90 feet away from adding another runner, the Giants. But no balls and 2 strikes here to the pitcher Togo. We're not going to get a mark on that one to see if that was the wild pitch or pass ball. So here comes the offering from Bauer. He delivers. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Togo is going to be down on strikes. He is going to be strikeout number 5 in the books here. And that will do it for the Giants in their inning. Well, they got a run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Giants 3 and the BayStars 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. I'll come back and answer Yang's question in a couple of moments. We thank you guys for being here as well. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 4th inning, and we're going to see Miyazaki, Maki, and Kuwahara come to bat. Our friend in the chat, Yang Chung Jun, and I hope I said that correctly, said that the famous commentator Sanozaki said he thinks Bauer is a pitcher that's easy to run on, and that could be the NPB's general opinion. Well, I got to get the stopwatch out because I want to see how he is able to hold runners. General rule of thumb and principle is you want your pitchers to be, from the time they lift their foot to the time the ball hits the catcher's mitt, at 1.30 or less seconds, that is. And I really don't know what Bauer is at. I haven't really timed him. I've got my watch with me, so we'll maybe flip it over and get some of that in the next inning when they've got runners on base. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. And then you combine that with the pop time of the catcher, and that gives you the time that you've got to be under to try to nail runners. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count's 1-1 to Miyazaki. Miyazaki had a base hit single in the first inning. He's 1 for 1 tonight. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. He is off to an incredible start, is the right-handed hitting third baseman. Entered the game tonight batting .429. Here's the offering from Togo. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the third baseman. And another nice catch there by Katawaki. Katawaki's having a heck of a ball game. He's made a couple of nice defensive plays, and now he's got a couple of hits and a couple of RBIs. If we had to give out the player of the game by the early parts, it would be going to him. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector is in the house tonight. We welcome you as well. Thanks for popping into the stream. We've got ourselves a 3-1 ball game for the Giants over the BayStars here. Is Togo ready to go again? As he rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Shugo Maki. Maki tonight 0 for 1. He popped out to the third baseman his first time up. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 1-1. Maki batting from the right side here. It's the right-handed throwing Togo, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. That runs the count now to 2-1 on Shugo Maki. Togo ready to go back to work again as he gets his sign from the catcher Oshiro, and he rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field, but there's going to be room and space as the right fielder Maru camps out underneath it, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Maki for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Kuwahara. Well, for Kuwahara, he is 0 for 1 on the evening. He's flown out to center field his only trip to the plate. As he digs in here, ready to get the first offering from the right-hander Togo. And again, as we said tonight, we have been in the process of the stream freezing. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Kuwahara, and he takes a breaking ball down, and the count is now 1-2. So maybe that allows us to get back on song with the stream. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Sakamoto, who throws to first. Kuwahara is retired, and it's going to be a ground out 6-3. We've been pretty good for the last couple innings, and there we lost it for a bit. But that's going to put the BayStars down in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Giants 3 and the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate everybody for bouncing in here tonight. Here is another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 5th inning, and our friend in the chat, Yang Cheng Jun, said earlier about, is Trevor Bauer going to be easy to run on? Well, we're going to take a peek here, and if they do get a base runner, we'll start getting some of his times to the plate here. I don't know if he has much of a slide step or if he has got a bigger leg kick than most. There's a breaking ball that's delivered here for ball one, and the count is 1-0. It is going to be Yoshikawa, Maru, and Sakamoto to face him here in the fifth. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. I know there's a couple of Japanese sites out there that do advanced statistics and have different ones. I'd be curious to know what Bauer's pitch mix would be after this one here. As I said, I'd like to know what his use of his fastball is versus that of his breaking ball. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. Because as I said, in this one here, it does not seem like he has established his fastball like one would expect. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Yoshikawa. Another strikeout in the books for Bauer here. He has started to settle in, so he's starting to rack up the Ks now. And in our books, that is number 6 on the evening. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Yoshihiro Maru. Well, for Maru, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips, as he is ready to go to work again. He gets the sign from his catcher, Ito, does Bauer, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Bauer ready to go again as he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Maru. So be curious to see how he's going to try to put the hitter away here. Also curious to know how he and his catcher Ito are getting along, at least in their attack plan. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is now 1-2 to Maru. Because that's equally as important, that you and your catcher need to be on the same page or a similar page. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Bauer is starting to get into the groove. That's 3 strikeouts in a row. And number 7 in our books. So 2 gone now in the 5th inning. And that's going to bring up Hiro Sakamoto. Trevor says he's on fire now. He absolutely is. That was pitch number 80 here. So if he can finish Sakamoto quickly, he's probably got another inning or 2 left in him here. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He is definitely picking up the pace a little bit. BayStars are going to have to find a way to score some runs for him if they want to get back into this one. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is tapped foul over to the third base coach's box, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Trevor says, I need him to pitch at least 2 more. Yeah, I would think that he's got to get into the 7th inning. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sakamoto. Sakamoto to be followed by Okamoto. Should he find a way to get on base here? Here comes the 1-2. As Bauer rocks and delivers, there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2 remains at 1-2. Sakamoto, both times tonight, has struck out facing Bauer, but both times he has gone to full counts and extended the at-bat, fouling pitches off. Bauer has won each of the first 2 battles. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Sekene. He's there. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it for out number 3. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4.5. Your score is the Yomiuri Giants 3 and the Yokohama DeNa BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. Bottom of the 5th inning. Finally, everything is starting to settle in for us, and we're glad you guys could be here with us to enjoy it. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Scoring has been at a premium around the NPB tonight. As we look at the out-of-town scoreboard, it is 0-0 between the Dragons and the Carp. That's in the bottom of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fifth inning, it is the Tigers and the Swallows locked at zeros. Bottom of the sixth inning has the Eagles and the Buffaloes locked at zeros. Also, as in the top of the fifth inning, the Hawks and the Fighters are locked at zeros. There's a first pitch delivered from Soshi Togo to Taiki Sekene, and it's lined into right field for a base hit single. And that is how we're going to start the bottom of the fifth inning. So Sekene on board with a single. That's going to bring up Neftali Soto. The only other game with scoring in it is in the bottom of the fifth inning. The the Marines are leading the Lions 2-1. And that is it. So the scoring has happened in this one and in that game in the Baluna Dome, where the Saitama Cebu Lions are calling their home. So Sekene has got himself a single. That brings Neftali Soto to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into a double play that was a fantastic play by the second baseman, who had a diving play to start it. That was a great job by Yashikawa, who had dove to get that ball. The first pitch to Soto is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The right-hander goes to work again. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into right center field. Coming in on it is Maru, and he's going to be there and make the catch. And that is going to retire Soto here for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Ito. Curious to see if Bauer is going to hit for himself here in the fifth inning, or if they're going to go to the bullpen early. I would think he's probably got another inning or maybe even 2 left in him, with the way that he has settled down, as he had struck out 3 of the last 4 outs he has retired. So let's see if he finally has got himself to a bit of a groove. Only 65 pitches here for Togo thus far, as he delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 here to Ito. Ito tonight 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up. As he bats here, it does look like Bauer is coming out to hit. He's got a twig in his hand as he moves to the on-deck circle. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we said before, it's Bauer's opportunity. There's a fastball or ball that's flipped over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Sekene. One would have to think they may try to run him here. He does have a couple of stolen bases. Try to get him into scoring position, because Bauer is potentially a dead out in the lineup. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Ito didn't go, and the count is now 2-1. And I think personally, if I was the BayStars, if Ito ends up as an out, I would probably try to steal here so that Bauer wouldn't actually get a chance to hit here in the inning. That maybe he goes out for the 6th, and you got a pinch hitter to come to bat in the event that that runner would get thrown out. This is the chess that we're going to see how they play this out. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-1 here to Ito. On the flip side of the coin, you also have maybe the thought that if Bauer comes to bat, he could be in a sacrifice bunt position, even with 1 gone. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that runs now to 3-2 to Ito. Ito was retired on strikes as he was called out looking back in the second inning. It has been his only plate appearance in this one so far. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at first, Sekine, establishes his lead. He's got 1 foot on the dirt and 1 foot on the turf. As it's 3-2 here. And now the hitter Ito has asked for time. It looks like he had something in his eyes. But now we're ready to go again. Here comes the 3-2 offering as the right-hander holds set. And now Togo fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner was in motion on that 3-2 pitch as well. As we said, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play this one out. 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander holds set, now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul just past the coach's box at third base, and the count remains at 3-2 to Ito. I haven't seen the announcements yet for the pitchers for tomorrow. Sometimes they do make the early announcements on the NPB site. Be a helpful piece. Sometimes they do it once the games are finished. We'll take a quick peek to see if they have announced tomorrow's starters, and they have. So it'll be Takayuki Kishi against Hiroki Tajima. As there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is golfed into left center field, and this ball is going to get down for a hit. Lewis Brinson sliding to his right. He fields it, and he throws it back in, and they're going to be able to hold that runner, Sekine, at second base. I'm not sure what happened there. I'd be curious to see if he fell down or if he didn't get a read going around the bag. Brinson had come in, and he had to slide to get it. But that's going to put runners at first and second. A nice swing there by Ito as a protection swing as he golfs it into that left center field area. A nice job by Brinson to cut it off. Oh, that's exactly what it was. The runner had fell going from second to third, and as he had fallen going from second to third, Sekine was able to scamper back safely over to second. And that's going to put runners at first and second. It brings Bauer to the plate, and you know what's gone here. They've got to be bunting in this situation. So Bauer at the plate here. He squares to bunt, and he pops it up. And that's a terrible piece of bunting, and that ball bunts foul. It's going to land foul behind home plate. He's got to be able to get on top and see the ball down. So no balls and 1 strike here to Bauer. You might have to put him back into the lab to work on his bunting skills. Certainly him swinging a bat is not his forte. Obviously, his time in a Cincinnati Red uniform prepared him for nothing for the Japanese League. The Japanese League, they do like to bunt. And up in front of the plate is the catcher Oshiro flashing his signs. As we'll see what's going to happen here. Here comes the one offering now to Bauer. As Togo ready to work here. He gets his sign from Oshiro. He comes set. They're crashing at first and at third. Here comes the pitch. It is bunted and it's down, but it just rolls foul. That is going to be now 0-2 here to Bauer. We're going to see what he's going to do in this situation. I would think that if I'm the BayStars, I think he's still bunting. I mean, he's got probably a better chance to be able to get a bunt down than he does to actually have to swing the bat. So I would still be in this situation with 0-2. I mean, I know he wants to hack, but I'm bunting in this spot. So no balls and 2 strikes to Bauer. The catcher is still up in front of the plate again here. Oshiro flashing his signs as Bauer is waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from Togo. As Togo works to the set position. There he squares to bunt again, and it's a breaking ball. They throw down to second, but the throw is not in time. Might have been in time maybe if Sakamoto was to the base. Sakamoto was about a good 5 feet in front of the base. He had picked the ball. And that is going to retire Bauer on strikes as he is struck out trying to bunt. He's gone for out number 2, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Kaida Sano. Well, for Sano tonight, he led off the ball game with a solo shot. And then he grounded out to second his last time up. He's officially 1 for 2 in this one. A base runner there. Sekene had tried to do that. He goes, Andy Altman-Orr says, I'm not up on sports betting in 2023. One can bet on how long a starting pitcher is going to last. Is it an over-under number? That I don't know so much, Andy. I'm sure you could pretty much bet on anything. I mean, I pretty much I follow the more traditional stuff. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. But one of the things that they like to do in the Japanese league, as well as in the Korean league, is they bet for the first 5 innings, because starting pitchers typically don't go much longer than maybe the 6th inning or so, and then they get into the bullpens. So people like to place bets on what they think the score is or the over-unders through the first 5 innings. So this is an important part here for a lot of listeners who may be putting wagers down, as that fastball misses inside DeSanto, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. But as Billy Bob says, you can pretty much bet on anything. I mean, if you can bet on the Super Bowl on how long the song rendition is going to be, you can find websites that you can bet pretty much anything on anything. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 DeSanto. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The runner at second, Sekene, and the runner at first is Ito. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the leadoff hitter Sano is hitting here with a 2 ball and 1 strike count. As the right-hander Togo kicks and delivers a fastball that comes inside. It almost hits Sano. But I guess if you're going to get hit, you want to get hit like that, because it would have grazed his jersey. But that runs the count now to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Togo's pitch count, he's now up to 80 here. And Andy asked the question about FanDuel or DraftKings. I'm not saying that they don't, but not that I'm aware of, because I don't frequent those 2 spots. One website that is pretty good that you can look at, and maybe not necessarily for the Japanese league so much, is Covers.com. Covers.com offers an array of different pieces. And they also give a comparable to these sites. There's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It is fielded neatly by the first baseman, Okamoto, who steps on the bag, and that is going to do it here, as that's going to be a ground out to 3, and that will end the 5th inning. Well, in the inning, we had no runs. We had a couple of hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 5 complete innings. Your score is the Yomiuri Giants 3 and the Yokohama DeNa BayStars 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here, as it is going to be back in just a couple of moments. Our friend Yank says it looks like the radar gun is several miles slower today. Absolutely. I've not seen Bauer up around his stated 96 mile an hour average. It's not even been close. The crowd is getting up because they want to do their Japanese halftime. We have the extended break. We'll be back here in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
Oh,
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 6th inning. As we said, the extended break here will be just a couple more moments, and we'll be ready to resume the action. Coming up to bat for the Giants will be the heart of the batting order. It's going to be Okamoto, Oshiro, and Brinson, as they'll be facing Bauer here in his 6th inning of work. It is interesting, as we said, our friend Yang Cheng Yun has said, both Bauer and Togo shouldn't be throwing this slowly. You're absolutely correct. Bauer's numbers are down, but when you actually go and look at Togo's, his are also slow. 85 pitches through 5 innings for the right-handed American, and he delivers a first pitch fastball swung on it, is grounded over to third, and Miyazaki unable to come up with it. That will go down as an E5. He was moving to his left. Not an easy play, but a play that should have been made nonetheless. That's going to be E5 in the books, as that is going to put Okamoto aboard here, and that will bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. Well, for Oshiro tonight, he's got a single and a double. He's also scored a run. So 2 for 2 in this one. Has punched his average up over the 300 mark. Left-handed hitting catcher. Enjoying himself a fine season thus far for the Giants, where not many hitters are in that north of 300 range. Only he and Okamoto are doing it right now. So he gets himself set in the batter's box, and Bauer is ready to go. I said I would get a pop time here, but I'm a little slow. And we missed that one there. But it is a breaking ball that comes in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. As we said before, it is the time that the pitcher lifts his first movement toward the plate to the ball, hits the catcher's mitt. That's what we want to see, is what is he below. And there is a fastball delivered. It is lifted into deep right center field. This is back. This is trouble. This is deep. And this one is going to be gone. A home run, as that is going to get itself into the seats. A 2-run homer served up here by Bauer, as Oshiro now is a triple shy of the cycle. 2-run shot. That's going to increase the lead to 5-1. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. So Bauer here getting roughed up in his second outing. And just for note, that was 1.18 seconds from the time, at least my time, from the time he lifted his foot to the time the ball struck the bat. So that's a fairly decent time that you keep a runner in check. So that brings up Brinson here, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play, and he has struck out. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Our friend Andy says Bauer going down. It's sure looking like it tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded back up the middle off the glove of Bauer. It's going to trickle away, and Brinson's going to get himself a base hit. That will be a base hit because Bauer, the ball was hit behind him. Bauer reached the glove out, knocked it down, and ended up knocking it toward the third base line. But Brinson is aboard with a single here. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Takayuki Kajitani. And it was almost a phenomenal play because he reached behind him and it looked like he had the ball in his glove. And as he had stuck the glove backwards, he looked like he had it, but he couldn't squeeze it. And the ball ended up popping out and going up toward the third baseline. That's definitely going to be ruled a base hit. That was pitch number 90 here. Andy says, give a shout out to my wife, Stacy. Welcome, Stacy. We appreciate you listening in as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Kajitani. Kajitani 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also stolen a base. As the right-hander Bauer kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it and making the grab is the left fielder Sano, and that's going to retire Kajitani for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Makoto Katawaki. So I wonder if Andy Altman Orr has completed all his curry pond that he picked up when he was in Osaka and all the other stuff that he had. 5-10-0 for the Giants, 1-4-1 for the BayStars. Those are your line scores here so far. As Katawaki steps to the plate, he is 2 for 2 tonight. He's driven in a couple of runs and stolen a base. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one. And the count is 1-0. He entered the ball game hitting .095. With the 2 hits on the evening, has brought that up a little bit here. As we said, driven in a pair of runs, so he's got 3 RBIs on the season. Shoshi Togo waiting his turn on deck. But the one thing that I could say about Bauer is that in watching him here, it's same as the first game. Even though against the Carp he pitched well enough to win, he does not have good command of his pitches right now. He's a lot all over the place. As he throws over to first and diving back in time is the base runner Brinson. Brinson does have some wheels. He can run a little bit, but he hasn't got any stolen bases here. That was one of his fortes in organized ball back in the United States, is he could play center field and he could run. He has not done anything yet here in the NPB this season. So the runner at first is Brinson. It is a 1-ball and no strike count to Katawaki. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. One would have to think this is going to have to be Bauer's last inning of work. Andy said he had a curry pond in Sapporo. He bought it at a chain place called Boston Bake. Looked gorgeous, big and crispy, but the inside did not deliver like the place in Osaka. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Oh, Andy said he went back to that place for a second time. Great stuff. That was fantastic stuff. I'm looking forward to digging my teeth into it in another couple of months. I've been, not that I'm counting, but I'm about 102 days away. So I'm pretty excited to get it on back in Japan again. As Bauer here is looking at the sign, or either that or we have frozen up. One or the other has happened. And it was just us freezing up. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It is to Katawaki. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. And this ball looks like it's going to have legs. And this one is gone. Another 2-run homer served up here by Bauer. Katawaki, who entered the game tonight batting .095, is now 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Have yourself a ball game. A 2-run shot, and the fans for the Giants are going crazy, waving their flags, all the rest of that stuff. A 2-run bomb is going to be increase the lead to 7-1 now for the Giants. And that might be the end, or spell the end of Bauer's night here. It is Shoshi Togo who is coming to bat. Absolute tough day at the office. And as we say that, we've also lost our feed. So hang tight, everybody, with us here. Be patient, as maybe that was the BayStar fans throwing their tantrum and messing with the feed. But well, that is happening here. And we got our A feed and our B feed, but this is going to bring Togo to the plate. Shoshi Togo is going to face the first offering from Bauer, and the first one is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. We have to get ourselves sorted out here with our feeds. As we said, tough night at the office for Bauer, tough night at the office for us to try to keep this all intact. And we've got 1 ball and 2 strikes to Togo at this point. Let's see what we have here. He is retired, and now that's going to bring up the top of the order, and that is Yoshikawa. And the first pitch delivered to him is grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman Soto. He's going to step on the bag, and that is going to do it, as Yoshikawa has grounded out to the first baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there was lots of runs in the inning. There were 4 runs in the inning, a couple of home runs to boot. There were 3 hits by our account. There was 1 error, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is 7-1 for the Giants. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and it is going to be coming to bat. It'll be Kyoto, Miyazaki, and Maki, as that is who is going to face the right-hander Togo in this inning. And we are just playing with our feeds a little bit here because our A feed tonight has been down here for quite a bit. Our B feed has been the one we've been going with. But I am going to try to stay with the chat here for a little bit, but we may have to go back to the B feed, which takes me away from the chat. Our friend Andy says, lots of great food here in Sapporo. Every area has their specialties, and here is no different. Soup curry is one of them here, rich and delicious. He says, building size poster of Bauer currently being taken down in Yokohama. More than likely, if another start happens like this, they might burn it to the ground. We'll have to wait and see how that will work out. Our friend Yang says it's a hard day for Bauer. Absolutely it is. Really tough day at the office for him. And that is where we stand here. So it looks like we're going to have to go back to the good old-fashioned B feed, as it is not cooperating with us here tonight. 1 iota. Hopefully tomorrow when we give you that game, we'll be able to do it. And so that is where we stand here. So Togo back onto the mound. It's Kyoto, Miyazaki, and Maki. The first pitch that he is able to deliver is a ground ball that is going to retire the first hitter of the inning on a ground out. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Miyazaki. So Miyazaki is stepping to the plate. He is 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also lined out to the third baseman, as we are continually trying to fix our own feeds here tonight. This is going to be one of the worst experiences that we can say that we've had in a while. Here comes the offering, and it is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes to Miyazaki. So we're back to our A feed and back to our B feed, and hopefully we can make this work here. So back to the B feed, 1 ball and no strikes here to Miyazaki. As we said, we are a couple of pitches behind the main feed. So hopefully this will be able to hold up for another couple of more innings. Togo ready to go back at it again here. But again, it is the tough night at the office, as we said, for Bauer, and a tough night for us. And while we're waiting for our own delays, we'll quickly take a quick peek at that out-of-town scoreboard, keep everybody updated across the NPB. No score in that game between the Carp and the Dragons. No score between the Tigers and the Swallows. Those games are in the bottom of the 6th inning, respectively. Buffaloes now have a 2-0 lead in the top of the 8th over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. 6-1 now for the Marines over the Lions. That's in the top of the 7th, and 0-0 between the Fighters and the Hawks. Some reason the Fighters are playing the Hawks very well this year. As we try to get back to our feed here, and Miyazaki had swung and popped that one foul. Racing back was the catcher Oshiro. Is going to reach the seats, and the count is 1-1. So we're going to have to stay with the B feed. Unfortunately, that takes us away from you guys. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Miyazaki. He digs in here, batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Togo. who rocks into the windup and now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the third base line. A good effort there, even on the foul ball by Miyazaki, or check that by the third baseman, Katawaki, and it's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Miyazaki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd is in good form here tonight as they are cheering their star on. Here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball swung on now as we skip ahead. It's Shugo Maki at the plate, and it's 1-2 on Maki as Miyazaki was retired somehow. I don't know how he ended up getting run down here. As we said, our feeds are just falling like leaves all over the place. Here's the pitch to Maki. It's swung on. It's grounded over to short. Fielded by Sakamoto. He throws to first. That's going to end the inning on a ground out 6-3. Now we could tell you exactly how Miyazaki got out. It was also a ground out 6-3 to Sakamoto. So we got 2 different feeds a running. Nothing is working out well for us here tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving now to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Giants 7 and the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll try to entertain you as best as we can. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a few. Not unexpected. It's the end of the line here for Trevor Bauer as his night is over. And we'll have ourselves a pitching change when we get back in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We've got ourselves a pitching change as the BayStars are going to the bullpen. We do appreciate everybody who has hung in here with us tonight. Whether you do listen live or on delay, it is appreciated that everybody's here. We do have a left-hander who is now entering into the ball game. It is going to be a number 95. This is going to be Tatsuya Ishikawa. He is going to be taking over here for Bauer here in this one. So we'll get you the specs on him in just a minute. So Tatsuya Ishikawa on in relief of Trevor Bauer. And coming to bat for the Giants, it's going to be Maru, Sakamoto, and Okamoto, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. So interesting, very rude welcoming for Bauer in this one. But that is the way it goes sometimes. You are professional hitters, and just because you're a professional player with the credibility that Bauer has in terms of his abilities, it doesn't mean it's an automatic night for anybody. And that is where it is here. So that is going to be the lefty who is taking over as Ishikawa ready to go to work. And the first pitch is on the way. It is a fastball that piles in at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Maru. So no balls and 1 strike. He goes to work again. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle for a base hit. That's going to be a single for Maru. He's aboard with a leadoff hit. That's his second hit of the ball game. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Hayato Sakamoto. Ishikawa in this season so far, this is his 5th appearance. He's worked 5 innings. He's allowed 2 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 7. And he's got an ERA of 0. He was the first player taken in the 2020 development player draft. He went to Yokohama High School and he went to Hosei University. So he's a local product. Is 25 years old, just turned last month. The pitch is a fastball on the way. This is lifted into center field. Coming in on it is the BayStars center fielder, and it's going to be Kuwahara who's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Sakamoto for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Okamoto. Well, Okamoto steps to the plate. He is officially 1 for 3 in this one. He's homered. It was a solo shot. He struck out and he reached on an error and came home in the last inning by a home run by Oshiro. So 1 for 3 in this one. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that piles in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Okamoto. He waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the lefty Ishikawa. We're looking forward to giving you guys, as the fastball misses upstairs, the count is now 1-1, giving you guys some interleague play. It's only a couple of weeks away, less than a couple of weeks away. 3 weeks of the season. If our friend Andy Altman or still listening in a little bit, that's the cool part of the season. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 2-1. You may be on your way to Vietnam by that point, but certainly it would have been a good spot to be able to catch some interleague play, that's for sure. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the lefty Ishikawa works to the set position. As he holds, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul behind home plate. Runs the count to 2-2 on Okamoto. Okamoto will be followed by Oshiro, the catcher. Assuming he doesn't ground himself into a double play. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty Ishikawa holds out at the belt. And now he's ready to go back to work again. And now the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Okamoto down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Oshiro. So Oshiro tonight, we're on the cycle watch yet again. I'm curious to know how many cycles there have been, or the recent cycles in the Japanese league. I'm going to have to look that up. He's got a single, a double, and a home run tonight. He's scored a couple of runs and he's driven in a couple of runs. As he bats here, he's been a tough hitter to get out. Hasn't been done yet. So the lefty holds to the set position. And here comes the first offering. It's on its way. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So that would be a good trivia question, or even a good question for our audience to hunt down, but I'm going to try to hunt it down as well. See if there's been NPB, if there's been cycles in the NPB. And there certainly is that. The last player to hit for a cycle in the NPB was in the 2021 season when Tataka Shiomi, the Yakult Swallows, did it against the Yomiuri Giants at the Tokyo Dome. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up behind home plate. Moving over underneath it is the catcher. And that is going to be Ito who's going to put that away. Well, we're going to have to pause that cycle watch for a couple of more innings, as Oshiro will have one more crack to be able to do it. But he is retired for out number 3. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is Yomiuri Giants 7 and the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us while you still can. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. He's already got his brother's Takeover Tuesday that has appeared up onto his channel. So get a chance, go check that out after the ball game. Well, we're back here to resume the action as Soshi Togo is back on the mound here as he's going to be facing Kuwahara, Sekine, and Soto. He's already got a 3-1 count to Kuwahara. As we said, we are struggling with our feeds here. We're going back and forth between our main feed and our B feed. This one here is the B feed that we have to go on, but the B feed is actually running quicker than the A feed is. And the 3-1 pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 3-2. 98 pitches now for Togo in this one, as he has been cruising along. Kuwahara, Sekine, and Soto here to face him in the 7th inning. One would anticipate this would probably be his last inning of work. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4, and he's got himself a leadoff walk as Kuwahara. So he is aboard with a walk, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Taiki Sekine. But when you're pitching with a 6-run lead, there is all kinds of ability or all kinds of stuff here that you have room for error to play with. It's not like they have to go to the bullpen here quickly. But that is going to bring up Sekine to the plate. He is officially tonight 1 for 1. He's also drawn a walk. He's raised his season average up to 344. And he first pitches a breaking ball that comes in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Togo ready to go back at it again. He checks the runner at first as he works to the set, and now he fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-handed hitting Sekine waiting here on the offering, and it's a fastball that swung on it is lifted foul down the left field line. And that count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And as we said before, if you're in the chat, we are on our B feed, so we're not actually following along in the chat right now because can't see you. We apologize for that, but that's where we have to be at the moment. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the third base line, moving over underneath it and making the catch when plenty of room in foul territory is Katawaki, and that is going to do it here for Sekine for the first out of the inning. As we said before, a very busy night by the third baseman, as that is yet another putout by him tonight. By our counts, and we're doing the quick math on this, that's 4 fly ball outs that he has caught on the evening. As well as, not to mention that, he's got 3 hits and he's got 4 RBIs and a home run in this one. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Soto. And the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. Soto tonight looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play and he has flown out to right field. As Togo works to the set and now delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Togo having a bit of a challenge catching the ball as Yoshiro had fired it back to him, and he ended up fry panning it. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as Soto waits here on the offering from Togo. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Why not? They go to second for 1, back to first, and that is going to be a double play of the 5-4-3 variety, all started by Katawaki. So that is going to do it here for the BayStars and their half of the 7th. That is going to be when we look at that, that looks like from our angle, that's the second double play rolled tonight by the Giants. The defense has been coming up large for them. Well, we're going to be back here in just a couple moments, everybody. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. Your score is the BayStars with a 7-1 lead over the Giants. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back here in just a couple minutes. Our friend Josh S. is in here. Our friend Adesino says he's here as well. We appreciate you listening in here because, to be honest with you, it's been tough for us to catch up with the chat. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now moving to the top half of the 8th inning. As we said to you, it's been a bit of a slogfest for us here tonight. Coming to bat, or scheduled to come to bat, is Lewis Brinson, and then Takayuki Kajitani, and then the third baseman, Makoto Katawaki. We're going to check to see if there has been a pitching change or not for the home team tonight, and it looks like the lefty is still going to stay in here with us as Ishikawa is going to face Brinson, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and foul right to the backstop, and the count is 0-1. Brinson in this one here tonight is officially 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's grounded into a double play and struck out. As the lefty Ishikawa continues to work, and the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted softly down the right field line, and it is just going to bounce foul. That's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we have been saying throughout the night, we've been struggling with our feeds. Our friend Adesino, who says he's a first-time listener, and we appreciate you for jumping in here with us tonight to listen into the call of the game. And you are right, it is not an easy thing to get BayStar games. And we try to do the best we can when we can call whatever we can, as there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Lewis Brinson. We do have our B feed back, and it's a couple of pitches behind. Here comes the 1-2 offering. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Brinson on strikes for the second time tonight. He's gone for out number 1 here in the 8th inning, and that is going to bring up the left fielder Takayuki Kajitani. I will say this pace of this game has been ripping right along. And we got no complaints about any of that. That is for sure. Well, that's going to bring up a pinch hitter here. This is interesting. As Kajitani's night is done, it's going to be Adam Walker coming into bat. He's batting .286 with a homer and 6 RBIs. So Adam Walker here to pinch hit. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Walker making his first appearance in this one. It looks like Soshi Togo is going to come in for his 8th inning of work. So no rest for the weary. There's a fastball delivered. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Walker as that ball was absolutely scorched. And that is going to bring the scoreline now to 8-1 for the Giants. Boy, they come off the bench and they can still whack the ball around the park. Walker with yet another home run on the season. And he's got himself an RBI to go with it. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Katawaki. Our friend Titus is in the house and he says, how are we doing today? We appreciate you for being here, but as we said before, we are struggling with our feeds here. The problem is that is the problem that we get is the feeds are, we got our A feed and our B feed. So we're going to bounce back over to our A feed, but we are behind here. We're just seeing the Walker home run. So if you've set your feed to ours, we're bouncing back again. So we may be 2 or 3 pitches behind you here. So Walker hits the home run. Now that's going to bring up the man of the hour in Makoto Katawaki. He is 3 for 3 tonight. He's got a home run and 2 singles. Yang says he is not Korean. There's your answer there, Titus. As here comes the first offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Katawaki also with 5 putouts in the field, having himself quite the ball game as the lefty Ishikawa ready to go back to work again. As he delivers a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Well, Shoshi Togo better start swinging a bat because he's on deck. So no balls and 2 strikes here. As the lefty is ready to deliver, it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Togo does have a bat, and he's slated to come up to bat next. But with an 8-1 lead, I would kind of wonder what they're doing running him out here for 100-plus pitches. But I have seen the bullpen of the Giants recently, and I say maybe that's why. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Katawaki is down on strikes. It's the first time he's been got out today. He's out for out number 2, and that is going to leave it all up to Shoshi Togo. Well, for Togo, he's got a single in 3 trips. He's also struck out a couple of times tonight. So he's facing the lefty Ishikawa here for the first time. As he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Togo. The lefty Ishikawa ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. It's another fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike. The count is 0-2. That was a cookie if there ever was one. So no balls and 2 strikes as the lefty delivers again. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Togo had no interest in swinging the bat. He is gone for out number 3. Ishikawa strikes out the side despite giving up the home run to Walker. There was a run in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. And your score is the Yokohama DeNa BayStars trailing the Yomiuri Giants 8-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with a call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody here for being with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and slated to come to bat will be Ito, Ishikawa, and then the top of the order in Sano. We'll see what we have here, as it is going to be back to our B feed again. And we'll see what we have to come to bat. So looks like Ito will lead it off, and then we have the pitcher's spot So we'll see what they're going to send to bat here. And the first pitch is delivered. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Ito. Ito 1 for 2 today, as he has singled and struck out looking in his 2 trips to the plate. The pitch is a fastball that just misses low. The count now is a 1 ball and 1 strike to, 2 balls and no strikes to Ito. Togo working into the windup, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 2-1. They do have a pinch hitter on deck, so we will see a new pitcher for the 9th inning, as the 2-1 is ready to go. 109 pitches here for Togo. He's probably just getting warmed up. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1 to Ito. Togo getting his sign from his catcher. This is kind of eerily how the last inning started. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the left field line. The count now is full to Ito. As we said before, Togo wastes very little time. He is ready to go. And now he rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Ito is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 1. And that is going to bring up a pinch batter here for the BayStars. For the BayStars here, it looks like it's going to be Takuma Hayashi, who is going to be batting here in the place of the pitcher. So Hayashi in to hit. As we're ready to go back to the action. Hayashi steps up to the plate. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Togo, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 6 for 41 on the season for Hayashi. And he swings and lifts a fastball foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and the count goes even at 1-1. Hayashi on the season batting 146. As Togo delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Togo rocking into the windup, and he kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, as a reminder, as the 2-2 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at 2-2. As we said, we'll be back on again later today, 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, with the call of the Buffaloes and the Golden Eagles. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and the count remains at 2-2. I guess with the way that the Giants bullpen has been pitching, giving Togo a complete game would not be out of the realm here. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to second. What a great play as he goes into the 4-hole. Yashikawa slides to his knees. He gets up and does a 180 and throws it to first. And that is going to retire the pinch batter here for the first out of the inning. It's going to go down as second out of the inning. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3. What a fantastic play. Went to the glove side, slid to his knees, able to get to his feet doing the 180. And he fired a dart right to the first baseman to retire the runner there for the first or second out of the inning. What a fantastic play by the second baseman. We have seen that a couple of times from Yashikawa tonight. So here comes the first offering to the leadoff hitter, Sano. It's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Sano hit a home run to lead off the ball game for the BayStars, and that's been the only offense so far in this one. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted up softly behind the shortstop position, moving over underneath it and making the grab. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. And it looks like they have somebody else in there for Sakamoto. We'll try to get that for you when we come back. Well, everybody, that is no errors and nobody left the board here in the 8th inning. We are now moving to the top of the 9th. It is the Giants leading here 8-1. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being in here with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. It is going to be another lefty coming out of the bullpen for Yokohama. It's going to be Yuya Sakamoto, as he is going to take over here to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the, or check that, he's going to be facing the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Yomiuri batting order. It is going to be Yashikawa, who made that great play in the last half inning to lead it off. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yashikawa. Yashikawa, Maru, and Sakamoto scheduled to come to bat, but as we mentioned, and I think we have Sakamoto's night is over, as there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is no balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Yoshikawa. Looks like it is Nakayama who is in the ballgame for Sakamoto. We'll get to that in a moment here, of course. As here comes the offering from the lefty. It is a fastball, and that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 0-2. 1 Sakamoto in and 1 Sakamoto out. Guess you can't have too many Sakamotos, or you can have too many in the game at one time. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Yashikawa, as it'll be Maru who waits his turn on deck, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that backs off the hitter. The count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the lefty holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. This ball is slicing, but it's going to bounce foul. Lots of real estate in foul territory here at this ballpark. Fascinating when you look at the NPB stadiums, how close the walls get when you get deep into the corners, but not here. There's all kinds of real estate, lots of room. As we said, it is at a neutral site here tonight. So no ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Yashikawa. Maru to follow. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. So giving Sakamoto quite the battle here is Yoshikawa. It's a 1-2 count. We hope that you folks, as we say, will enjoy the action and come on back and see us again tomorrow. More Japanese baseball to go. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field, moving over underneath it, and making the grab is the center fielder Kuwahara. That is going to do it, as Yoshikawa is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the right fielder Yoshihiro Maru, or scheduled to bring him up. And we'll see. It is Maru coming to bat. Maru in this one here is 2 for 4 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in those 4 trips. He's got a fly out to center field and a strikeout to go with it. He has also been caught stealing. So here comes the first offering as the lefty Sakamoto kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that backs the hitter Maru off the plate for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the lefty leans in and he gets the sign, and now he works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's broken the bat of Maru, but this ball is going to bleed in for a single. He's going to get himself his 3rd hit of the night. Ball snapped the bat in half. The ball went, or the barrel of the bat went past the bag at first base. There was not much there to it. He was left with just the handle in his hand. So say a prayer for that bat, because that had 3 hits in it for him tonight. But now it is going to bring up the third baseman, Nakayama, and it looks like Maru's night is done. So we're going to have a pinch hitter for him. So Rito Nakayama, who came on to the position of Sakamoto, as he is coming to bat here for the first time. And we do have a pinch runner in the ball game. Get you him in just a second. So for Nakayama, batting .220, he's got no homers and 3 RBIs. As the lefty works from the set position and delivers, there's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. It looks like it's Yuto Akihiro who is running at first base. And one would have to assume, because he played first base the other night, he will probably stay in the game. At some point, there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. It is stopped by the shortstop. He couldn't get it over to second, but he fires across the diamond. So it's not going to be an error. It's going to be a put out there on a ground out 6-3. It's going to advance Maru, or the runner for Maru, Akihiro, over to second. But that was a tailor-made double play ball, as it was hit right to the shortstop Kyoto, and he wasn't able to come up with it. Good for him that he was able to go across the diamond to still retire an out. So it ended up being a decent play. The ball scored it away. He picked it up and then just gunned it to first. Good decision-making there by the shortstop. Watch that pitch again as Nakayama hit that ball hard. So this brings up Kaz Okamoto on the first pitch, is a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Okamoto tonight, he is 1 for 4. He's got a home run. He's driven him 1 in. He's also reached on an error and scored a run, but he's struck out twice around that. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now is 1-1 to Okamoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The Giant fans that are in attendance tonight, they are very pleased with their ball club, as they're holding this 8-1 lead. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined through the 6-hole into left field, rounding third and heading home. And the throw is not in time. And Akihiro is going to score the 9th run of the ball game for the Giants. They continue to pour it on here against the BayStars. That's going to be a single for Okamoto, another RBI. That increases the lead to 9-1. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. You got to tip your hat to Okamoto, who entered the ball game tonight hitting .308. He's 2 for 5. So that is going to increase his season average north of 310. Well, he's the runner at first. They're not holding him on, are the BayStars, as the left-handed hitting Oshiro takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. Oshiro is still on the cycle watch. He had a single, a double, and a home run in his first 3 trips up. He popped out his last time. Should he be able to hit a triple, he would have the first cycle in the NPB in a couple of years. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. The most difficult part of the leg of the cycle is the triple. So if Oshiro was to get it, he's going to have to smoke it into a corner and hope that it kicks around a little bit. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted up into shallow right center field. It's in the Bermuda Triangle. This ball is going to drop in. Oh, the BayStars were all looking around at each other, and the ball falls in. That's going to be kind of a cheap hit for Oshiro, but he'll take it nonetheless. It's going to advance Okamoto all the way around to third. So a single for Oshiro. And some shoddy defense. The 15th hit of the ball game. In this one here for the Giants, as they've brought their hitting shoes tonight. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. Or at least it's scheduled to bring him up. Well, Brinson steps to the plate. And Sakamoto here having his struggles, that's for sure. And the first pitch is on the way. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Brinson. Brinson tonight, 1 for 4. He's singled and scored a run. He's struck out twice and grounded into a double play. So here comes the offering from the lefty, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And ironically, Shoshi Togo looks like he's going to come out for the bottom of the 9th inning. And he is well north of 110 pitches. So here comes the offering to Lewis Brinson. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. Fielded by the second baseman, who flips it to the shortstop covering. Maki gets it over to Kyoto. That is going to erase Oshiro. It's a fielder's choice. 4-6 to end the inning, and that will do it here for the Giants. Mercifully, they had a run in the inning. There were 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. It is going to be Shoshi Togo for the 9th. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in. 9-1 is the score for the Giants. We'll be right back in a moment.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here in the going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Appreciate you, Andy, and appreciate Yang for being here, as it is going to be Shoshi Togo that is going to try to finish this one off. As we said, it's been a weird night of the feeds, but that's what you get. We are trying to solve a little bit of that issue for Central League games. We've had some options that have been presented to us, and we're going to experience a little bit of those over the next little bit. But some of the stuff we haven't quite figured out yet, and some of it we have to get sorted out if we're going to call some more of the Central League action. But it is going to be coming up to bat here is going to be Kyoto, Miyazaki, and Maki scheduled to hit here in the 9th inning. But normally the Pacific League, we've got it all pretty much sorted out a lot easier, as the Central League presents its problems. So here we go. The first pitch on the way from Togo. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 122nd pitch of the night here for the right-hander. Gotta like the old school baseball. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. So you're either going to see the greatest comeback of all time by the BayStars, or Togo complete this ball game here and with a probably north of 130 pitches, as that split finger pitch is swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. So Kyoto, Miyazaki, and Maki here in the inning. There is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Nice play backhanded by Okamoto. He flips it over to the pitcher covering, and that is going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Toshiro Miyazaki. Well, for Miyazaki, he is 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also lined to third and grounded to short. Ready to get back to this one here. Miyazaki digs himself in. Entered the ball game hitting .429 on the season. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but it's hooking foul, over in foul territory, leaping and trying to make the catch is the left fielder. It looks like that is that Akihiro, who's wandered out into left field? It looks like it is number 55, which is Akihiro, but he wasn't able to come up with that grab. That runs the count to no balls and 1 strike to Miyazaki. Just another reminder, tonight after this one is done, we'll give you a full recap on this game, and then we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard as well, and then we'll call it a night. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field for a base hit. Miyazaki is just in a whole other world. That's a base hit single. He's aboard here with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Shugo Maki to the plate. And it looks like Miyazaki's night is done, as we're going to have a pinch runner for him. But he has been an absolute hitting machine so far this season in the NPB. So Maki stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. The pinch runner in the ball game is going to be number 67 for the BayStars, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's Kenji Nishimaki. So no balls and 1 strike here to Shugo Maki, another World Baseball Classic player for the BayStars. So 2 World Baseball Classic teammates facing each other. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded to third. It has eaten up the third baseman, and it got by the shortstop as well. That's going to be an E5. So the ball game that Katawaki has had tonight, which has been pretty solid, well, that one there ate him up. It's going to be an E5, and now the BayStars have runners at first and second. That is going to bring up Masashi Kurihara. Probably on that ball there, if he makes that play, there would have been a shot for a double play. And I think what happened is they've got the dirt around the bases, and it hit the dirt cutout, and the ball ended up staying down a little more than the third baseman anticipated. The next thing you know, that was an E5, and now we've got runners at first and second here with 1 gone. Now Togo delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Togo now at pitches 130. So no questions asked. They can let Togo go to work here. Here comes the 1-0 or 0-1 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Yang says the third baseman may already be changed. Yeah, I think, you know what, you're right. I think that was Nakayama at third, who had come in for Sakamoto. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Kuwahara. Just trying to keep up with all the additional stats and everything else that's going on here. So here comes the offering, and there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And that is going to erase Kuwahara for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Taiki Sekine. So Sekine steps to the plate, and the first pitch is a split-fingered pitch that swung on and missed the count as quickly 0-1. Sekine tonight is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. And the pitch is on its way. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second, runners at first, and there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded through the 4-hole. That ball had eyes. It's going to get into right field, rounding third and heading home. It's going to be the pinch runner for Miyazaki, and that's going to cut the lead to 9-2. So Miyazaki is going to score the run. It's going to advance the runner, Maki. And Sekine has got himself an RBI single. And that is going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. I would think that they're not going to make a change here. They got to try to let him get that final out. At least that's what it would be in my eyes. Ball was well struck there as it went through the 4-hole. That was the second hit of the night by Sekine. Now, BayStars only had 4 hits entering the 9th inning, 2 of which were in the 1st and 2 in the 5th, and they had nothing other than that. Now they've got 2 here in the 9th. On top of that, there's also an error. So this is going to bring to bat Neftali Soto, who's looking for his first hit tonight. He's grounded into 2 double plays. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Soto 0 for 3, 2 double plays, and a fly out to right field. As the right-hander Togo delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. That was pitch number 139. Oh, boy. Well, big win here for the Giants, but also a statement win to your bullpen, being that we don't think you guys with an even 8-run lead or a 7-run lead now in this case can hold it. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. But Major League Baseball, take note, because the Japanese arms can get you 150 pitches. Why can't Garrett Cole? Here comes the pitch. As the right-hander Togo works to the set, now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. A good block there by the catcher, and the count now runs to 2-2 on Soto. Nice job there by Oshiro to keep that ball in front. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Soto. The pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 3-2. It'll be Ito's turn on deck should Soto find a way to get on. The runners are going to be in motion here, as he bats with 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 9th inning. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and missed. And this ball game is in the books as Soto is gone for out number 3. They do get a consolation run back. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was an error and there was 2 runners left aboard. Your final score is the Giants 9 and the BayStars 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this one up in just a couple moments. And on top of that there, we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a couple. Welcome back, everybody. It wasn't quite the pitchers duel that we anticipated here tonight, as Trevor Bauer got knocked out early, and it was the Shoshi Togyo show who went for over 140 pitches to a 9-2 victory here tonight. Well, we'll give you the rundown here in this one, as the scoring started early for the BayStars, and it ended with the BayStars, and in between it was all Yomiuri. Yokohama DeNa BayStars opened up the scoring in the bottom of the first inning. It was a Kaita Sano solo shot to lead off their at-bats in the first. And then it was all Yomiuri. Yomiuri came back with two in their half of the second. Kaz Okamoto, a solo shot. Then it was with two out, it was Takayuki Kajitani singled. Then Makoto Katawaki singled, and that drove home the runner Kajitani with the second run, and up went the Giants 2-1. Giants added another in the fourth inning, a leadoff double by Oshiro, and then it was an RBI single by Makoto Katawaki that now increased the scoreline to 3-1. In the sixth inning, they were able to score four times, did the Giants. It was an error by the third baseman, which was Miyazaki, that got the inning going. And then it was two-run homer by Takumi Oshiro. And then Lewis Brinson singled. And then a two-run homer by Makoto Katawaki had increased the scoreline to 7-1, and that chased the American right-hander at the end of the inning. In the eighth inning, they added another. It was a solo shot by pinch hitter Adam Walker. And in the top of the ninth, it was a one-out single by Yoshihiro Amaru, and then an RBI single by Kazuma Okamoto that brought him in to score, and that increased the scoreline to 9-1. Well, then Yokohama in the bottom of the ninth inning got a consolation point back. With one out, it was a Miyazaki single. Then Shugo Maki reached on an error, and an RBI single by Taiki Sakani made the scoreline 9-2, and that's where it ended. Well, we'll give you the scores from around the NPB, and then we'll wrap it up here this evening, as the Out-of-Town scoreboard is nearing some of their completions as well. And we'll take a look here. It is in the top of the ninth inning, the Hiroshima Carp have a 1-0 lead over the Dragons. In the top of the ninth inning, the Swallows have a 1-0 lead over the Hanshin Tigers. That game's at the Koshin Stadium. Finals from the Pacific League, 2-0. The Buffaloes beat the Golden Eagles. We'll have that game for you a little later today. It was a 6-2 victory for the Marines over the Lions. That was at the Balluna Dome. They're in the bottom of the ninth inning in a neutral site game. The Hawks and the Fighters are all locked up at 0. And that is the out-of-town scoreboard for you. Once again, everybody, we really appreciate everybody for listening in here tonight. It was Yang, Andy, we had our friend Titus, we had all kinds of folks that had popped into the stream to listen early on. Billy Bob, can't count how many there were. Alexander Leggett even listened in a little bit here until he probably put him to sleep. But we appreciate everybody for listening in here to this call tonight, and we thank you again for your support. Once again, Last Raps Baseball signing off the air here tonight. Come on back and see us again later this evening, as it will be Eagles and Buffaloes for all the action. Have a great night, everybody.